This is probably the most different place I've ever worked. It's the most enjoyable place I've worked. I've had experience of different places, be it department stores, be it other restaurants, other cafes, and there's such a different vibe.
It has what they call Eat Buzz, and this is not just actually offering customers the best quality food and best service, but it's about passion serving the customers. It's about making customers' day.
Yeah, Eat Buzz is unique to Eat. It's not something I'd heard of.
Hot soup, ladies! Hot soup!
And it is a little unusual when you first join the company and you have to shout hot soup. And generally speaking, everyone who shouts hot soup, the first time they shout it,
Hot soup!
if they're very self-conscious. But you quickly realise that everyone's doing it, and it's actually quite good fun.
Sometimes customers can be quite shocked because they walk in and if they don't really know Eat, and you hear people shouting hot soup behind the counter, they might think, wow, what's this?
And the best example I can give of what Eat Buzz is, I use it in one of my courses. I went to a shop called London Wall. It was a very small shop in the city, no seats, relatively small front door, they didn't know who I was. I'd just taken over the area as an area manager, so I thought I'd be sneaky and go in and try and see what's happening.
It's all about the energy and the vibe in the shop. It's all about creating almost a little bit of theatre so that the customers come in and they hear people shouting hot soup and hot pies.
And it was packed. You could barely get in. People couldn't get in. People could barely get out of the shop. So I snuck in round the corner, and then to my left, the door opened, and there was a customer host standing there. A little girl, probably about 5 foot tall, with her goggles and protective equipment on, with these 2 big jugs of soup. And she had to get all the way through the shop to get to the counter. And I was, this is an accident waiting to happen. You could barely get anyone in there. And just with the loudest voice you've ever heard from a 5 foot tall person shout hot soup.
Hot soup! Hot soup! Hot soup, guys! Hot soup!
And not only did the rest of the staff behind the counter shout hot soup, half of the customers shout hot soup back, and they just parked. And she can walk her way through. And it was obvious to me that was Eat Buzz. You know, the customers knew it, the staff knew it, they were all regulars. They were comfortable in the shop, in their surroundings.
It's the staff and the customers. It's social. It feels more like a social call almost sometimes than going to work.
And as she walked away through, there were stuffing toasties under her arm to toast them, and you know, I was absolutely amazed.
It's not just working and it's not boring. It just makes the work a fun place.
And every customer host, every manager, every barista in the shop, they all have a part to play in that. It doesn't work unless everyone on shift is of the same mentality that, you know, it's okay to look a little bit silly sometimes.